Welcome back, dear students of class 8. Today we are going to study a new part of the chapter 8 networks. Students, in this part we will be talking about certain networking protocols. In this part we are going to talk about two important protocols, that is the TCP/IP, which is also known as the Transfer Control Protocol slash Internet Protocol, and then we'll also talk about the HTTP, which is called as Hypertext Transfer Protocol, and it has one more version which is called as Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secured, which is called as HTTPS. So let us take a look into what exactly these protocols are. Now students, before starting with protocol, let me quickly discuss the part which we had studied earlier, in which we saw that every data communication system requires these five important things. What are these five important things? The first thing is the message. Okay. Now, what is message? The information that we need to communicate from one computer to the another computer. That is the message. Now, the next is sender. Who is the sender? The computer from which the message will be sent is called as the sender. Then we also need a receiver. In any data communication system, we require receiver also. Who's the receiver? The device or the computer which receives the message from the sender. Okay. Then we also require transmission medium. What is transmission medium? Transmission medium, students, is the physical path through which this message is going to travel from the sender to the receiver. Okay. So from sender's end to the receiver's end. And we have already seen that transmission medium can be of two types, either wired or wireless. Then we also require one more important thing, that is called as the protocol. So we also require a protocol. Now what is networking protocol? A protocol is the set of rules that governs the data communication. Okay, without protocol, data cannot be exchanged between two communicating devices. Okay, so if these two devices they want to communicate with each other, they have to follow certain set of rules. These set of rules are called as protocols. Let us take a deep dive into what exactly protocol is. Okay, students. So let me quickly begin with what exactly protocols is. Now, students, we live in a world where millions of people across the globe, that means around the world, they speak hundreds of language. Okay, they speak different types of languages around the world. In different countries, different people they speak different types of language. In our country only, there are many languages that are spoken. In fact, around the world, we have nearly, not exactly, but nearly 6,500, 6,500 languages are spoken throughout the world. So, if so many languages are spoken throughout the world, we require something, some rule, okay, some standard, okay. We would never be able to communicate if so many languages are being spoken, okay. It will be very difficult for us to communicate with each other. So that is why we require certain standards, okay. So we would never be able to communicate worldwide if there are no standards. Now these standards, what they are governing the way in which we communicate and the way our machines over here means what, our computers, they process the data. So for communicating and for processing of data, we require certain standards that need to be followed in every computer. Even if that computer, a computer which is in India is going to follow the same networking protocols, and a computer which is in other country, for example United States, okay, that is also going to follow the same protocol. And because these two are following the same protocols, now they can communicate with each other. Okay, so we require certain standards that all the computers across the world are going to follow. These standards are nothing but our protocols. Okay, these standards, inside these standards there are a set of rules. These set of rules are called as protocols. I hope I am making myself clear. Now similarly, there are certain rules which determine how data should be transferred over the networks. Okay, how to transfer the data over the network from one computer to the another computer, this is also written inside the protocols. How the data is going to be compressed. What is the meaning of compressed? Compressing means decreasing the size of the data. By decreasing the size of the data, okay, we are compressing the data, okay, so that it is easier for us to send the data from one place to another. Okay, and then how it is presented on the screen of the receiver. Okay, all these things, how the data is going to be traveling over this network from one computer to other, how it is going to be compressed, and how it is going to be you know presented on the screen of the receiver. All these rules are written inside the networking protocols. Okay, your protocols consist of all these things. Okay, students. Likewise, there are many other protocols, each governing the way in which certain technology of networking technology works. Hence, there is a basic need to study the protocols and also to standardize the process. Standardize the process again means what? The standards that are being followed in India, the same standards have to be followed by the computers which are in United States or any other country for that reason. Okay. So let us learn some of the most common protocols and their unique features. That means what those protocols do. Okay. So the first protocol that we are going to study today is the TCP/IP protocol. First things first, what is the meaning of TCP/IP? Okay. Full form. What is the full form of TCP/IP? TCP/IP stands for Transmission Control Protocol slash Internet Protocol. So what is full form of TCP/IP? Very important. Transmission Control Protocol slash Internet Protocol. Students, transmission means what? Sending something from one place to another. It can be data. Sending of data or signals from one place to another is called as transmission. Okay, so let's talk about what this protocol exactly does. The TCP/IP protocol. The TCP/IP protocol is a suite. What is the meaning of suite? Suite means a set of. Okay, that means this is not a single protocol, but inside this protocol there are many protocols. Okay, so it is a set of communication protocols used to connect various computers on the internet. So on the internet, if we want to connect different computers and we want to send data over those computers from one computer to the another computer, okay, the protocols that we are going to follow is mentioned in the TCP/IP protocol. Okay, it provides end-to-end data communication, specifying how the data should be broken into pieces, which are called as packets, then transmitted and routed from one network to another until they reach the destination. Now students, let me tell you what this line exactly means. TCP/IP, what happens students? Suppose this is the sender. Look at this diagram very carefully. Suppose this is the sender computer and this is the receiver computer. Now this computer wants to send some data to this computer. Okay, this computer wants to send some data. Suppose this is an image that this computer wants to send to this. So now this entire image is not directly sent over the network. What happens? This image is broken into small data units. Okay, this image is broken into various small data units. These small units are called as data packets. Okay, these pieces of data. Okay, this, what will happen first, this entire image that is has to be sent will be broken into small pieces. These small pieces are called as what? data packets or simply packets. Okay. Now, where is this thing mentioned that the data has to be broken into small packets? It is mentioned in the TCP/IP protocol. Okay. So, according to TCP/IP protocol, if one computer wants to send any data to another computer, the first thing is that it will be broken into small data pieces, which is called as data packets. Then these data packets will travel data packets will travel through different routers. Now, you have already studied what routers are. Routers are the networking devices which give you the best possible way from one computer to the another computer. So these packets, now this entire image is not traveling. This entire image is not traveling. These packets will travel from one computer to the another computer through different routers. Okay, so the transmission is happening and the packets are routed from one network to the another until they reach the destination. Now all these packets, they will reach this destination. Okay, and at this destination, again the TCP/IP, what it will do, the TCP/IP, the TCP protocol will reassemble means bring these packets together, and again it will make the image on this particular computer. That means it will combine all these packets. So what is happening here? The packets are being broken from at the sender's end. Then these packets travel through different routes using the routers and the transmission medium. Okay, and when they reach the receiver, the TCP protocol reassembles or combines these packets again into the original whole. Okay, so this is how the data communication takes place. Now, the TCP/IP protocol is a combination of two separate protocols. Yes, the name only suggests TCP/IP. The first is TCP, which is called as Transfer Control Protocol, and the next is IP, which is called as Internet Protocol. Okay, students. So the Transfer Control Protocol is used for reliable and foolproof data transmission over the network. It is responsible for dividing the data packets. Now, you have already seen dividing the data into packets at the sender's end and for assembling the packets at the correct destination. So, what is the work of the TCP part? The work of the TCP part is this and this. It does not do this part. Who? The TCP. The TCP, what it does? First thing, it breaks the main data into small packets, and then it at the receiver's end it reassembles these packets into the original data. This is the work of the TCP part. Now, what is the work of IP part then, or Internet Protocol? Internet Protocol, first thing what it does, it provides a sequence number to each packets. So now see students what is happening when the TCP protocol, first it breaks the data into main data into small data packets. Okay, then what happens, the IP part comes into play, and IP part assigns these data packets a serial number or sequence number. Okay, it assigns these data packet sequence number. For example, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, just like a jigsaw puzzle. Okay, just like a jigsaw puzzle. Now the Internet Protocol provides the sequence number to each of these packets so that they might reach the destination in correct order. That means first the first packet will reach, then second packet, and so on. So they will reach what? Sequentially. Okay. And then sequentially they are going to be combined. So that proper image should be, or proper data should be, assembled at the receiver's end. Okay. Also, it handles the addressing of each packet. Addressing of the each packet so that each packet is delivered to the correct destination. What is the meaning? The IP protocol. IP is going to do two things. First thing, it is going to assign what? Sequence number to each packet. Okay, it is going to assign what? Sequence number. And the next thing is that it will assign every packet a address or IP address of the destination, so that these packets should be sent, all these packets should be sent to the correct destination only. It should not be sent to any other computer which is also connected to this network. So this is how TCP protocol, which is called as transfer control protocol, and IP protocol, they work together to form the TCP slash IP protocol. Okay, students, let us quickly revise what we just studied in the TCP IP protocol. The TCP IP protocol is made up of two protocols. Okay, it is a set of protocol communication protocols: TCP, which is called as transfer control protocol, and IP protocol. Now, these are two protocols. TCP, what does the TCP protocol does? The TCP protocol, it breaks the main data into small packets at the sender's end, and then at the receiver's end it will do what? Rest of the work it will do at the receiver's end. Now what will happen? These packets will be assigned a sequence number by whom? By the internet protocol or the IP. Okay, and they will also be assigned the destination or the receiver's IP address. Okay, so that they reach properly. Now these packets, they will travel through the networking medium through these routers, and they will reach the destination. Now again TCP will come into play, and it will what? Reassemble all the packets together at the receiver's end. So this is how data communication takes place with the help of TCP IP protocol. Now one thing, there's a knowledge fact regarding the TCP IP protocol, that TCP IP protocol, it was developed by this person, Robert Elliott Kahn and Winton Gray Cerf. Okay, in the year 1978. Who developed these this TCP/IP protocol? Robert Elliott Kahn and Winton Gray Cerf. These people, in the year 1978, they developed the TCP/IP protocol. Now let's talk about the next protocol, very important protocol, HTTP. HTTP, students, stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Okay, Hypertext Transfer Protocol. So what is Hypertext Transfer Protocol? Hypertext Transfer Protocol determines how different forms of information. Now, these are all different forms of information. It can be text, information can be in form of image, it can be form of sound or MP3 files, or it can be in form of videos. Okay, these are different forms of our information, that we can communicate information. Like I am communicating with you with the help of what? Video. I am communicating this information about these protocols in form of video. Okay, and there are other types of multimedia files also through which we can communicate information. Okay, so what does HTTP protocol do? HTTP, it determines how different forms of information get transferred to your screen over the internet. What does this means? Students, when you use your browser to search information, okay, on the internet, when you use your web browser to search any information, okay, you do that very often. Yes, in fact, you have found this video also through that way. Okay, so when you search for information, that information is not present in your computer. Okay, that information is present on some other computer. Okay, now that computer which will send you this information will be called as a server computer, because it is serving you with the information, and you will be called as client. Okay, because you are requesting something from this, that I want this information. Okay, so students, how this transfer is going to be happening from the server to your computer? Okay, that is what is, is your hypertext transfer protocol. So this protocol defines what actions web servers and browsers, we use our browser like Google Chrome to what? Access the internet. Yes. So access different information on the internet. So this protocol, the HTTP protocol, also defines what actions the web servers and web browsers should take in response to different commands. Okay. For example, look at this diagram. Now, when the user enters a URL, what is URL? I have already told you. URL means what? Uniform Resource Locator. It is the address of any page on the any web page. It is basically address of any web page. So if you type any URL, for example, if I type this .google.com, okay, this is also a URL, okay, google.com, okay, this is a URL. This is a URL of what? Home page of the uh, Google's homepage. This is URL of the Google's homepage. If I type this in the address bar of my web browser, okay, address bar of my browser, then what will happen? A request, a HTTP request will be sent from my computer to the web server of whom the server is also a computer which stores this web page. Which web page? For of which the URL I had entered. Okay, I entered google.com. So this will be Google's server. Okay, a request will be sent. That request is called as HTTP request. Okay, so a request will be sent from my computer to this server that I want to access this page. And then what will this server do? It will reply. It will send a reply. It will send that page as a response to my computer, and on my computer that particular page will open. So this is how we the information on the internet, we can access information through the HTTP protocol. So what is the work of HTTP protocol? Whenever we want to access any data on the internet, from our computer will be called as client, okay, and through the web browser a HTTP request will be sent to the web server, okay, then a request will be sent to the web server, and then the web server will send a reply to your computer, and then that page will open on your computer. Every time you open any web page on internet, this process keeps on happening. A request is sent, and then the uh, this server responds with. Sometimes if the page does not open, most of the time what happens is that this web server is either under maintenance or this is turned off. Okay, many a times this happens. Okay, so this is how the HTTP protocol works. Now students, HTTP protocol also has a another version which is called as HTTPS. Now, what is HTTPS? HTTPS stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure. A secure word is at HTTP. In HTTP, secure is not there, but in HTTPS, there it is a secure version. So basically, HTTPS is a more secure version of HTTP. That means it is a better version which has additional security. The protocol over which the data is sent between your browser and the website server, okay, that you are connected to. Here all the communications between the browser and the website are encrypted. Now what is the meaning of encrypted? Suppose this computer, okay, this computer sends a message to this computer, okay, suppose it sends some message, and what happens, because we are on the internet, there are many other computers which are connected to us. What happens, sometimes other computers can access this data in the middle, and they can understand what this computer is sending to this computer. So our security is compromised. So what happens, an encryption technology, encryption and decryption is done. What is meaning of this? Suppose this computer sends A. Suppose this computer sends a message in which it is written Apple is written. Okay, this computer is sending Apple. So what happens? This Apple which is written, it is encrypted into some code like this dollar hash. It can be coded into any particular language. Okay, 0, 4, 5. so that they cannot understand what the message is. Okay, now from here this will be sent. So even if somebody, you know, tries to get this data, they'll not get this message, they'll get this encrypted code. Okay, but when this encrypted code it reaches the proper authorized receiver, then over here this code is again decrypted. Okay, into this only this computer can decrypt this data. So that is how this technology is called as encryption. Okay, and encryption is provided not in HTTP, but it is provided in the HTTPS protocol. Same thing happens in your WhatsApp also. You might have seen many a times your WhatsApp say, when you talk your message are end to end encrypted. So the same thing happens when you send a message to your friend on the WhatsApp. They also encrypt your message so that no one can understand it except the person whom you are sending it to. This is called as encryption. So HTTPS is a more secure form of hypertext transfer protocol. So students, with this, I will put an end to this lecture. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comment section. Okay. Thanks for listening. Take care of yourself and be well.